and welcome to Sherri Henley Intelligence TV. I am here with Tina Tatum at the Country Inn, and where are we actually?
Moscow, Tennessee.
Moscow, Tennessee, and we are talking about RefresHER 2015 that is coming to the Mid-South, and you can come from anywhere in the world right here to the Memphis area and attend this event. So we're going to get into the meat of what this event is about, so just pull up a seat and let's talk. So tell us, first of all, I remember having coffee with you. We do that a lot.
Yes.
Coffee. In fact, we have some here.
Yes.
And we talked about a vision that you had as a visionary for women and how they would get away and refresh themselves. And all of us as women need that. So take us on the journey of what started this idea.
Right. Well, in the beginning, the Lord just began to speak to me into my heart as a mother, as a wife, as a minister, as I operate in the marketplace as well. So the many hats that we all wear, and how oftentimes we don't take time to invest in ourselves, and to build those relationships that are so vital. And so the Lord just gave a vision to me of a time where we could get away, a time of refreshing, rejuvenation, a time where we could maybe hear Him again for the visions that He had put in our hearts.
Yes, absolutely. So tell us what we can expect when we end up here the first week of October in 2015.
Yes.
And this place is magnificent. It's so intimate. Tonight we've had a planning session, and we're going to talk a little more about that. But for the attendees of the conference, what can they expect?
Well, they can expect to be greeted and welcomed from the time they pull onto the property. We'll have valet parking here. They can expect to have every need attended to. We have a phenomenal chef here who's going to have just delicacies cooked every day, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. We have just extravagant worship. Candace Luther from the Vine Church is going to be with us, and of course you're going to be with us, Sherri. Latrice Ryan will be ministering Thursday night, and you'll be ministering Friday morning, and then Friday afternoon I'm really looking forward to as well a time that I'm calling a time of pampering, where we just have some time to talk about our health, our well-being, how we can better take care of ourselves, spirit, soul, and body. And then Saturday morning we'll get up. We're not getting up real early. The sessions start at 10 a.m.
I love that. Thank you.
The sessions start at 10 a.m. How many times have you gone to a retreat or a conference and you come home exhausted because you had to be somewhere by 8 a.m. The sessions went until 7 p.m.
That's right.
We've built in a lot of time for the women to get along with the Lord, maybe to journal, to walk around this beautiful campus. There's a lake out here, some walking trails. And then Saturday morning we're going to have breakfast, we're going to have coffee, and we'll dismiss around noon on Saturday. But there's one other element I didn't speak about that I'm really excited about, and I'm calling it Midnight Oil. And it's a time, from 11 p.m. to midnight, just an hour there. Maybe after we've had our sessions, we've come back here and had some coffee, totally optional. The ladies can go back to the chapel and enjoy some live worship.
And you call this soaking. Can you tell us what you mean by that?
Well, when you think of a sponge that you put into the water and it just absorbs everything that it can. It is just heavy, weighty with the actual water. And, you know, our Father refers to Himself as living waters. And so as we come into His presence and we just worship, I think of soaking as just soaking in all of who God is, receiving everything He has for us, not asking for one thing, but just enjoying His presence through worship.
So, RefresHER 2015, and it's RefresHER, it's a play on words. Fantastic, by the way.
Thank you.
Great branding. Hashtag RefresHER 2015. Had to throw that in, Tina.
Thank you. Thank you.
Tina Tatum, for those of you who want to Google T-A-T-U-M, Tina Tatum. Tell us exactly where the idea came from to bring this to the ladies of the Mid-South, but not only of the Mid-South, but globally, and why you chose to actually have it here in this area.
Well, I'm originally from the Mid-South. Obviously, we want to start at home. You know, Jesus talked to us about going to Jerusalem, Judea, Samaria, and then the uttermost parts of the earth. So I believe we start right at home. And so I was out at this property about 7 years ago for a prayer retreat, and I mean, I honestly could just sense the presence of the Lord. The property here is owned by, founded by missionaries, And so it has a long history of quality ministry being here, a lot of prayer on this campus. And so that's one of the reasons I wanted to start here. And these just beautiful property, these beautiful facilities. And Memphis is so centrally located, the Memphis area. Moscow is just a suburb of Memphis, Tennessee. And so it is just so centrally located.
Well, it's the tri-state area. In fact, we traveled in from Mississippi, and we're not too far from Arkansas.
Right.
So you're right here, Tennessee, Mississippi, and Arkansas, and anyone else that wants to fly in, because the hotel, everything is encompassed right here at the retreat.
Yes.
So tell us how people that are watching this can find more information online about RefresHER 2015.
Absolutely. Well, you can check us out on Facebook, RefresHER 2015, and then also Eventbrite. You can register actually right there on the site. It has all the event details, the address, and the location here. And yes, this is an all-inclusive retreat.
Yes.
With accommodations, meals prepared by an executive chef here.
Right.
Quality ministry, and other ministers, or I say ministers because it's their ministry, but vendors who are going to come in and share with them their expertise in area of health and wellness as well.
Now, there's also a booth opportunity for businesses that would like to come and spotlight, and this would be women-owned businesses, correct?
Yes.
Tell us more.
Yes. Well, we decided to have a vendor booth expo, if you will, where there's an opportunity. We only have 6 spots available for this. So it's very exclusive.
Better grab it.
Yes.
Yes.
I mean, as a matter of fact, the retreat is very exclusive. There's only 38 beds at this facility. Now, we could have more, but we wanted to keep it very intimate into the 2 cottages here. So, but the vendor aspect, we have the opportunity for them to come and showcase their products or services that are designed specifically to reach women in the area of wellness, spirit, soul, and body. And of course, it doesn't have to be a female-owned, but it does need to be the female face and the female front, you know, of the business. So, you know, women touching women. RefresHER 2015 is about refreshing the woman who refreshes others.
I love that. That's the tagline. Refreshing the woman who refreshes others. So you're talking about not only spiritual leaders, but also business leaders in the community, from global to national to local, whatever that may look like to you, those of you who are watching, those ladies, those women-owned businesses, or ministers, or whatever it may be. And that really segues into, and as you know, my message is together strong, and yours is one voice, and so together we
phenomenal.
Yes, exactly. And so we end up at the same location, even though we're coming from 2 different directions. And so let's talk about that aspect of RefresHER. And one voice is something that you do. So give us a little background on that, and then we're going to go into the eclectic side of how the conference will look and feel. So tell us about One Voice.
Okay. Well, One Voice is a cross-denominational, multiracial, you know, just every atmosphere, every gender, every tribe, every tongue, every nation.
Sure.
There we go.
Exactly.
We're going to get it out there.
Red, yellow, black, and white.
Yes. Call to intercession and prayer, basically. It's a call out of John 17, where Jesus prayed that we would be one as he and the Father are one.
Yes.
You know, individually we can get some things done, but together there's strength in numbers.
Yes.
You know, I mean, Jesus didn't decide just to go out and do his ministry by himself. He called 12 to come alongside him. And so there's real strength in numbers.
The Bible says 2 are better than 1.
Yes, and you know, women, we need one another. We get so busy in our daily lives, and sometimes because of past hurts or pains, we tend to isolate ourselves sometimes. And so One Voice specifically is a call to prayer across denominational lines, across just gender, social, economic statuses, generations. You know, we pull together to just pray and intercede because we know that God responds to the prayers of faith. Yes. And we believe it will not only transform our lives, our families, but our nations and the nations of the earth.
Absolutely. And let's talk about your ministry. One Voice obviously is your ministry, and you've also been in ministry for many years, preaching, spreading the gospel, the message as you see it. We're going to talk about the eclectic part, but all tied to Jesus Christ, obviously.
Yes.
So tell us about that aspect of Tina Tatum.
Well, and you can find our website at tinatatum.org. And, we just believe that the message of Jesus Christ is the absolute answer, the gospel of grace, of reaching. And, everyone has a God story.
Right.
And so we love going and sharing our God story and sharing the aspect of what God's done in our lives,
Right.
or in my life, my husband's life as well. But to have the opportunity to share the word of the Lord, whether it be in a small, intimate setting through discipleship, or whether I'm speaking to 2 people or 10,000,
Sure.
we want to share the message of redemption. Is that no one is beyond the reach of the purpose and the plan that was originally destined from them before they were even born. That God had a purpose and a plan for their lives, and we believe that's a message that's worth giving our lives for. That's worth the travel that we do, the hours that's put into that, and we know that message of grace just transforms lives.
It does, and that's what you carry with you. We were talking on the way here today about how the church is in us. And that's not to say that churches aren't important, because they are very important in the coming together of the body and those type of things. But also, we live out our message every day. And I see you do that. I see you do that with One Voice, and now you're bringing it to RefresHER 2015. So let's talk about that. Let's talk about the Catholics and the Methodists and the Presbyterians and the Pentecostals and the Baptists that are going to be coming together, and I may have missed one there, maybe Church of Christ, that are going to be coming together for one purpose, and that is RefresHER. That's to become refreshed, not only physically and emotionally, but also spiritually. So tell us how that's going to look and feel.
It's going to be beautiful.
Yes.
It's going to look like heaven.
Oh, I love it.
It's going to look like heaven.
Yes.
I really believe this, because I have special news. There's no special seating sections in heaven.
Yes.
It's every tribe, every tongue, every nation, every generation.
That's right.
So RefresHER 2015 is going to look, I believe, what heaven looks like. Black, white, Hispanic, young, old, and I was raised Catholic, so I have friends who are still of the Catholic faith. I have friends who are Baptist, Methodist, and we come together for one purpose. And it's the backbone of what we believe, and that is Jesus Christ, and that He is the answer. So all of the other issues are really sidebar issues. I don't get caught up in doctrine or denominational differences. If we can agree on Jesus, and that He is the Savior, and that He's the one that sets the captives free, He refreshes us, then we have a point of contact together. And so it's going to look absolutely beautiful. And God's just opened those doors for us to be able to minister, across denominational lines. Lots of great friends in churches that just, go through the entire spectrum. So that's what we're expecting to come and be a part of 2015.
Yes, and tell us the date again.
October 1st through the 3rd.
Absolutely. Thank you, Tina Tatum, for joining me on Sherri Henley Intelligence TV. Again, for those of you who are watching, we encourage you to check it out online. Go to Eventbrite and grab your ticket while you can, because it is limited seating for RefresHER 2015 retreat. That is right here in the Mid-South, but you can come from anywhere in the world, in the nation. We would love to see you here. Hashtag RefresHER 2015. Also visit tinatatum.org for more about Tina, the visionary of this retreat. God bless you.